Hi there, I'm Corinne Florentino with my co-host Corinne Perry.
Welcome to the Justice News of Indian Hill on Wednesday, June 5th, 2013. In national news,
on Friday, May 24th, Obama warned Naval Academy graduates that sexual assault in the military amounts to a national security threat. Let's see what Obama said at his commencement speech at the Naval Academy.
For your incredible leadership of our extraordinary Navy and Marine Corps teams. As your Commander-in-Chief, I congratulate each of you on becoming our newest officers. And in all your work, your lifetime of service, we need you to uphold the highest standards of integrity and character. It only takes the misconduct of a few to further erode the people's trust in their government. Even here, even in our military, we've seen how the misconduct of some can have effects that ripple far and wide. Those who commit sexual assault are not only committing a crime, they threaten the trust and discipline that makes our military strong. That's why we have to be determined to stop these crimes.
This is a big step for Obama to actually recognize these wrongdoings and put the ball in motion for them to actually stop. In other national news, many high school students just finished with their AP testing. Check out this report from earlier this month. Each year, thousands of high school students across the nation take college-level classes called AP courses. To evaluate their success and to determine if the student will receive college credit depends on their AP test scores. I'm Corinne Florentino reporting from IHTN News. The month of April, leading up to the big tests in May, is the crucial time period where students begin to study for the arduous exam. Indian Hill is ranked 3rd in the state as far as high schools go, and this is heavily influenced by our AP scores. Let's check in on some of the teachers that help our students do so well.
I teach AP Language and Composition, which is the AP Junior English class.
I teach AP Environmental Science.
And we basically analyze a multitude of arguments from different authors and different time periods all over the globe.
Make sure that I cover all the material that's been put out by the College Board.
This year at Indian Hill, 72% of all students take at least one AP class. And even though their teachers prepare them, the majority of the studying falls on the students.
I'm taking AP World, AP Calc, AP Physics, and AP Junior English.
I'm taking AP Human Geo, AP Physics, and AP Junior English.
Because I was more interested in them, and if I'm going to take a class, and I figured I might as well just take the AP kind.
I took AP Physics because I like math, and AP Human Geo I heard was easy, so I didn't think it would be very hard.
The official tests start on May 6th and end on May 17th and take place right here in the multi-purpose room. So good luck to all the students taking an AP exam. I'm Corinne Florentino, and you better get a 5.
After a disastrous tornado devastated the lives and landscapes of Moore, Oklahoma, their road to recovery is well underway. Citizens of Moore are surrounded by rubble of their old town and are stricken by the loss of friends and family members. President Obama went to Oklahoma this past week and saw the devastated area. He made an announcement that all Americans should join together and try and help the people of Moore. Hopefully they can rebuild part of their town that they had lost.
Now let's check in with John Edwards on the sports updates.
Thanks, Corinne. Hello, everybody. I'm John Edwards, and this week a lot has been happening in sports. On Sunday, May 27th, in Concord, North Carolina, a nylon rope cable from Fox Television Skycam above Charlotte Motor Speedway fell over the track and grandstand on the 4th turn of the Coca-Cola 600 during a NASCAR race. 10 fans were injured and several cars were damaged. NASCAR drivers were cautioned on lap 122 of the incident and were allowed to change tires and refuel. Cars waited 26 minutes plus delay till they returned to the track in the position where they were when the caution came out.
And there is Kyle Busch, some damage to the cars because a cable was on the track. That's why we are now under a red flag right at 126 laps. That's 189 miles.
Yeah, and that's serious damage. We're talking about speeds at 200 miles an hour. You need your aero to be intact, to be fast here. That team can probably repair that, Chris, but it's going to set them back.
News stations may have to be more careful in the future at NASCAR events. This past week, golfer Sergio Garcia, while on the European Tour, made a racist statement about Tiger Woods. He told the reporter that if he and Tiger get together on the U.S. Open, that he would serve fried chicken.
Apologized, saying in his statement, quote, "I apologize for any offense that may have been caused by my comment on stage during the European Tour Players Awards dinner. I answered a question that was clearly made towards me as a joke with a silly remark, but in no way was the comment meant in a racist manner."
This racial comment is bad enough by itself, but what is even more shocking is the PGA Tour hasn't done anything about it. Tiger Woods is one of the most prominent icons for the sport of golf, and in my opinion, the PGA Tour needs to show that racially insensitive comments won't be tolerated. On Tuesday, the NPA cracked down on players LeBron James for flopping as well as flagrant fouls this past Tuesday in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference against the Pacers. Flopping, for those of you who don't know, is when you fake an injury. LeBron James and David West were both fined $5,000 all in the same play. In addition to this, a foul from West on Wade in the fourth quarter was changed to a flagrant foul, marking the third time the NBA has changed fouls to flagrants in the series. It looks like referees may have to watch out for more action on the court in the future. Well, that's all for sports. Back to the news.
Thanks, John. It looks exciting. In other sports news, let's check out this report on the Indian Hill track team.
I'm Lindsay Tracy, reporting at the IHTN News Center about Indian Hill Track and Field. The Indian Hill Track and Field women's and men's team started practicing in March for what looks to be like a promising season. After losing talented seniors like distance runner Elizabeth Heimbach and sprinter Sarah Rosenblum, the team is ready to fill in the holes with new athletes. Head coach Savage, in her 29th year of coaching track and field, talks about what happens at the beginning of a season.
Season is a new beginning, and figuring out where people go and fitting them in is always a challenge in coaching. There's always a silver lining. You end up finding athletes that will step up and do an event, and that's what we're discovering. We've had 3 meets and we're getting athletes involved.
This year, seniors Jenny Blazik, Mason McClay, Austin Hughes, and Christina Canning are continuing with their experience, while underclassmen Sabrina Bullis, Julia Sewell, Marie Taylor, Alex Sweeney, and Drake Stimson are stepping up to fill holes from departing seniors. Although most athletes are still gaining experience in individual events, the sprint relays have the potential to score high at CHLs or statewide competitions. Fast relays include the boys 4x800, the girls 4x800, and the girls 4x400. Promising individual events include the undefeated Christina Canning in the high jump, Drake Stimson returning now from a stress fracture in the high jump, Mason McClay in the 800 meter, and Emma Lowe in the 400 meter. The Braves have until May 16th to prepare for the Cincinnati Hills League competition, where they hope to continue on from last year's second place finish. I'm Lindsay Tracy, reporting about Indian Hill Track and Field. Back to the studio.
Now in entertainment, the Star Trek sequel came out on May 16th. In the sequel, the Enterprise is called back home to fight a force of evil. Captain Kirk leads a manhunt into a war-zone world to capture a one-man weapon of mass destruction, and this time it's personal. It looks awesome. Make sure you go and see it.
In other entertainment news, The Great Gatsby follows Fitzgerald-like would-be writer Nick Carraway, played by Tobey Maguire, as he leaves the Midwest to come to New York City in the spring of 1922. During an era of loosening morals, jazz, bootlegging, and skyrocketing stocks, Nick lands next door to a mysterious party-giving millionaire, Jay Gatsby, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and across the bay from his cousin Daisy, played by Carey Mulligan, and her blue-blooded husband, Tom Buchanan. Nick is drawn into the captivating world of the super rich, their illusions, loves, and deceits. Let's check out the trailer.
1922.
Who is this Gatsby?
Do you know him?
War hero.
Mr. Gatsby doesn't exist.
Gatsby? What Gatsby?
You always look so cool.
The man in the cool, beautiful shirts.
She has to tell him she never loved him. What kind of a row are you trying to cause in my house?
I wish I'd done everything on earth with you.
Looks great. Make sure you check out this old-fashioned new movie.
Now let's check in with Callum Waterhouse for the weather.
Now for your weather. Right now it's a balmy 68 degrees. Weather's partly cloudy, but as you can see, by around 7, it's going to start cooling off. We're going to get some light showers, and then by midnight it's going to cool off all the way down to 47. Now, if we take a look at the country right now, you're going to see that there's a massive heat wave hitting the southeast right now, and the tail end of that is getting blown up to Ohio, and that's giving us some hot weather. But if we look closer at Ohio, you can see that there's a massive rain front coming in from the south as well. Most of the state, definitely the eastern half, is going to get at least some moderate to light to moderate rain, but there are going to be some areas of heavy rain scattered throughout the state and above. Now for the weather in Beijing. Weather's partly cloudy. Temperatures down to around a chilly 28 degrees Celsius. Our viewers in Beijing may want to consider bundling up tomorrow. And now for our weekly forecast. As you can see on Monday, the sun's going to come out. It's going to be nice and sunny. Temperatures in the high 81s, low 72s. Tuesday, we're going to start seeing some more cloud cover, but moving into some rain on Wednesday, and that's going to clear up by Friday. Unfortunately, all this rain isn't going to cool it off much, so expect a hot week ahead. And that is your weather report. I'm Callum Waterhouse. Now back to you, Corinne.
Thanks for the weather update, Callum. Now in international news.
The bird flu, or the H7N9 virus, has killed 36 people in China. The virus was recently discovered to be resistant to Tamiflu, a widely used drug to treat the flu virus. Scientists have called this discovery a concerning issue. But the World Health Organization has stated that it's unlikely to be passed easily to others, clearing the notions that it will be the next epidemic. In other news,
this past week, a 15-year-old Chinese boy apologized to the Egyptians after defacing a stone sculpture in graffiti. Although the teenager apologized wholeheartedly and stated that he wanted to erase what he had done, the Egyptian government says that it is impossible because you cannot use water on a 3,500-year-old relic. Hopefully they can make amends soon with the Egyptians.
check out this report from Callum on the Indian Hill newspaper, Chieftain.
Good afternoon. From IHTN Television Network, I am Callum Waterhouse. For years, students at Indian Hill have been receiving information about their school from Chieftain, the school's student-run newspaper. How long has the school been printing Chieftain?
Over 50 years. Chieftain has been at Indian Hill High School for over 50 years.
We give them complete freedom of creativity during storyboard meetings and even during writer meetings. It all depends on what sort of input they want to put into Chieftain.
Chieftain is published in a monthly format and contains sports stories, reviews, and humor columns.
You get to know your editors and your writers, and you also get a lot of experience with communication.
I love it because it's so exciting to see something start from beginning to end with nothing and end up with a final product.
Probably one of the most beneficial experiences is having something that's yours, something that you created, actually published, and being able to have an influence on not only just maybe your friends or some people that are willing to listen to you, but the student body as a whole.
Since changing its monthly publication format from a magazine to a newspaper, many students have looked forward to this month's edition of Chieftain so they can find out more about their school. I am Callum Waterhouse reporting for IHTN Studios.
That's all we have for you today. I'm Corinne.
And I'm Corinne.
Thanks for joining us on the Justice News of Indian Hill.